Damn. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Random, and I'm here to react to the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle trailer arc that was dropped by Crunchyroll here in the last couple of days. As you guys know, and if you guys definitely watched our last episode, I heaped some high praise on Demon Slayer. I think Demon Slayer may be the best anime adaptation of all time. Ufotable is in their bag. They are arguably the best anime studio out right now, and they've, unlike Mappa or some other people, they definitely aspire to the rule of quality over quantity. Like what they've done with Fate should be commended. What they've done with Demon Slayer should be absolutely commended. It's one of those cases where the anime is better than the manga, and they've absolutely enhanced what Demon Slayer was, right? Even looking at what they did in their last anime season, the Hashira training arc, like they took a few chapters and made 8 episodes out of it, and quality, complete quality. Like the Obanai section, which was just a few panels in a chapter, was fantastic. The Kanroji, sorry, the Love Hashira section was fantastic. Got to see some Murata as well. I always like seeing him, even though he's not really that important to the story. Zenitsu's transformation, I think they did a lot of really good work with the last season of Demon Slayer, and I'm telling you, if these trilogy movies of the Infinity Castle arc end up the way they are, I'm prepared to put Demon Slayer in the highest of highest um regards in terms of an anime adaptation. When you're looking at the whole total product together, I think it's pretty high, but when you're just looking at the manga itself, there's definitely a lot left to be desired. But Demon Slayer, every season has had the world in a frenzy. Whether it was season one, Rui cutting or Tanjiro cutting Rui's head off, and that set the world on fire and made people really pay attention to Demon Slayer. Or season two, which the entire Tengen Gyutaro, whether or not you want to call it an entire fight or fight sequence, from Tanjiro and Daki ending up to um Tengen and Tanjiro killing Gyutaro while freaking Muichiro and Zenitsu are killing Daki. Like the entire fight, 8 episodes, had the world in a chokehold. And I think people, like, that's, to my opinion, that's the greatest fight in anime, period. Like 8 episodes, or maybe my bad, not eight, 6 episodes of just pure unadulterated, like, excellence. That's the right word, excellence. From when Daki and Gyutaro start, Daki and Tanjiro start fighting and all that. Like they were, Ufotable was cooking for basically 2 months. Every week we were running, which is crazy thing, because at the same time that fight was running, we had Attack on Titan going through its last season. Like, and people were like, "Yeah, Attack on Titan's cool." And don't get me wrong, and Riddell, when you hear this, don't freak out. Attack on Titan's great, but people were like, "We got to watch Demon Slayer." Demon Slayer was appointment viewing at that point. Season three was a downturn, but it's not saying season three was bad. Season three was good. The problem was the heights that season two reached are really hard to replicate. They really are. It really was. And I still thought the Hatengu fight was great. The fights in the swordsmanship village arc were still great, but they're not Tengen Gyutaro, which is arguably, if you ask me, the greatest anime fight of all time. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The heights that it took you, at one point there were 8 characters doing, everybody was doing something, and I always say this, and I said this in the last episode where we talked about the locked in characters. I can't remember the exact number of the episode. We were just talking about it, and at one point, Ufotable had this shot where you have Tengen and Gyutaro on the right side of the screen. I believe they're fighting, and they're not like just kind of moving; they're doing like actual moves and fighting. Then you have on the left, it's Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Muichiro fighting Daki, and you also have like Tengen's wives running around doing stuff. Like it's like that fight alone should be studied by animators across the world. Let me look into the camera and say this again. That fight should be studied across the world. And they definitely did not have the budget that of like a Disney or whatever Arcane, whatever money was put into Arcane. They did that with what they had, and it should be absolutely studied. And they did not need to flex Muzan's walk into the Ubuyashiki compound like they did. They really didn't. But that entire season was peak. You could arguably say the amount of filler that they added in that season I might be willing to say that might be the greatest filler season of all time, despite I know from people, maybe even my own captains would disagree with me, but they did fantastic work. But you know what? I stalled long enough. Let's watch this trailer because if they do what Mugen Train did for Demon Slayer when they did that movie, which was the when Mugen trailer dropped, on the Mugen Train movie dropped, it was the number one movie on the world at one point. It was the number one movie on the planet. And I know I'm saying that Tengen Gyutaro is the best anime fight right now, but I think there are a few contenders in the trilogy in the Infinity Castle arc that are in my opinion, should take its place. The Zenitsu's fight should take its place. Um, the Upper Moon One fight should take its place. The Domo fight should take its place. I'm curious to see what they do with Muzan at the end. And spoiler alert, like probably should say this at the start when he turns into a giant baby. I'm curious to see what they do because a lot of people did not like the way the manga ended. But I have full trust in Ufotable or Ufotable. I don't know how they say it to make that fight amazing. But let's check it out because even the little glimpse they gave us of the Infinity Castle arc at the end of season 4 was amazing. Was absolutely amazing. So I'm pretty sure we're getting a trilogy. I believe the first movie is centering around Zenitsu's fight, the second movie centering around the Akaza fight, and then the last movie centering around the Kokoshibo fight and the Muzan fight. I'm pretty sure the Domo fight is going to be in the second movie. But either way, we are in store for some peak, like the peakest of peaks anime fights coming up soon. And I am prepared, and I hope y'all understand that Demon Slayer is going to be in some conversation that maybe some of you just thought. And this is not just animation. Even when I was talking in the Black Sensei Society Discord, which you should join, by the way, it's not just animation. It's the character work. It's the voice actors putting in the hardest. It's the moments. Like I don't know how you look at that Tengen Gyutaro fight right now, currently, and say that there's a fight better than it. I just don't know how you do it. And for the few suggestions I've seen people say, I'm sorry. Maybe you could say I'm biased, but I'm sorry. I don't know how you say that there's a fight better than that in anime right now. But like I said, let's stall enough. Let's watch this. Let's just watch this. How do I do this again? How do I do this? There we go. All right, let's do it. Woo, visuals are always fantastic. You already know they were good. Is it weird that I have goosebumps? Is it weird that I have goosebumps for real? I'm really impressed. By the way, let me pause it. Pause before I go. And I know we're just 20 seconds in or 40 seconds in. I'm really impressed with how Ufotable was able to use the CGI to seamlessly like blend into how they draw it, right? From even the last one, like when look at the last episode of season 8, how the explosion effects. I've never seen an explosion like that in anime. Like fantastic. Excuse me. But I've never seen an explosion like that. Like the way they animated Muzan's regeneration to Lady Tamio, who by the way, she can get it. Let me stop. But just how they animate the whole thing. Plus, we got to see a little bit of the Stone Hashira doing this thing. Um, I'm serious, guys. Like, and I know I glaze Demon Slayer all the time, but we're gonna look back on Demon Slayer, and if you just think Demon Slayer is all about the animation, you're gonna be right in a sense because we we haven't seen peak animation like this since like Fate or other things, which ironically Fate is made by Ufotable. So even when we did our big anime fight bracket, the two fights at the end of the bracket were Ufotable fights. So Ufotable was winning either way. But I like for real, like I hope there are places out there who talk about animation who watch this and maybe go talk to them or sue something with Ufotable because what they've done here is a masterpiece. And I hope we don't hope I don't like we understand like I'm not trying to use that word lightly. What they've done with Demon Slayer is a masterpiece of an adaptation. And many people, not just in Japan, but people in America or France or Russia or India, wherever they make cartoons or whatever, could learn from this. Could really can because this is fantastic. Mm, okay, okay. Oh, there's so much. I don't freaking out. Feeling low key, but I'm so excited. Just give me a release date for these movies, bro. Give me a release date. Please do. I'm really oh my. Woo, I literally have goosebumps. I have goosebumps right now. And it feels like it's more of a teaser than a trailer. But that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. That's basically it that I can see. All right, all right, guys, let me go back to it. So, for those of you that don't know, the Infinity Castle arc is basically the final arc of the story where the Demon Slayer Corps proper um is fighting the Muzan and his people to the end. At this point, we know that Upper Moon 4, Upper Moon 3, Upper Moon 6, Upper Moon 5 and 6 have been killed, right? Yes, right? Yes. And the rest of the battle of the rest of the Infinity Castle arc takes the happens over the course of one night as Muzan, at least if we're going by the anime standards, because I feel like there are a lot more anime onlys than manga readers. Muzan has found the location of every single demon slayer, presumably in Japan, you'd like to say, and he caught them all in the Infinity Castle, and this is his bid to wipe the Demon Slayer core out, which is one of his main threats to what he's trying to do, and as he's trying to go get Nezuko, because he knows that Nezuko has conquered the sun and she can walk in the sun. So that's why he pulled up to Ubuyashiki, and he fell for the thing that every demon falls for in the story. He was overconfident, he was cocky, and he got caught, right? And a great callback to that one guy who was turned into a demon in season 1, because Lady Tamio says he used that guy's blood demon art to try to turn Muzan into a human. But Muzan's the original demon, so her plan didn't work out effectively. Even though Ubuyashiki was right, if Muzan was like every other demon, Muzan would be dead right now. He'd be absolutely dead. Like what is it? Gyome not only cut his head off, he cut like the top of his shoulders off with his flail. So Muzan's just different, but what a way to have everybody. And I'm so excited for this arc I know a lot of people asking questions about Zenitsu and how his change in demeanor. Um, we see all the different demon slayers kind of being put in different places. Like you saw the snake Hashira and the love Hashira, Obanai, and I always forget her name, were put together. You got Shinobu and Shinobu kind of going her own way. Obviously Muichiro smiling as he's eating his tempura and threw his mask on, ready for the smoke, right? You already got Tanjiro swearing blood vengeance on Muzan, and Muzan saying, come at me if you dare. And I said, hey man, he's a main character. So, maybe the wrong person to call out. And Lady Tamio still like being absorbed by Muzan at the same time. And then there's obviously Gyomei, there's Muichiro, there's Sanemi, there's Giyu. There's so much happening, and there's so much to look out for. But in terms of a trailer, they didn't really show much. They just kind of showed that everybody's going to be a part of it. But I just want a release date so I can pre-order my tickets. Let me tell you guys right now, I've never pre-ordered any kind of movie ticket ever. I just show up, right? You show up release day, you do it. But this is one of those things where I had such high hopes and high expectations for this trilogy of movies that if they're bad, you think Let's Get Negative or my crash outs are bad on the BSS now, I'm gonna lose my mind if this is bad. But I have no reason to believe that they're going to be bad because of everything you Photo Boy has done for us already. So, guys, that was my reaction to the Ufotable Demon Slayer Infinity Castle arc. I'm sure they're going to be more stuff in the future because they got to kind of tease us and show us what's going to happen. But guys, I'm telling you, this movie trilogy should feed families and will trend. King Lion, I'm talking to you specifically, will trend all across the world in a way that I don't think comics has done in a long time. So anyway, guys, that was my reaction. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We can't thank you guys enough for all the support you guys have shown us. We're really slowly grinding towards 10K. And things, we got some plans once we hit 10K. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you pull up to our podcast episodes on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, where we go and talk everything and anything anime, sometimes comics, sometimes other stuff. Pray for Lonnie, just pray for him. That's it. Sorry, I thought I had a funny joke, but it's not as funny as I thought. But I will see you guys next time. I'm pretty sure one of us is going to be reacting to the Solo Leveling trailer that dropped. Or that will drop. Sorry, that will drop. Sorry, I don't know why I said dropped. It hasn't dropped yet. That will drop. The Anime Expo. We got a lot of announcements coming, so we're gonna be dropping a lot of original content for you guys, and we will see you guys next time or Tuesday. So see you guys soon. Bye, guys.